What's going on, guys? This is CoolCrab567, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a quick video overview of a new product that I picked up. As you can tell by the title, I decided to pick up an Insight PEC 15. There's not too many videos on these things, so I decided I'd just make one real quick, kind of showing you guys the different functions, what this thing can do, and just to go over stuff of that nature. So without further ado, this is the packaging that it came with. It's like a black condor pouch. You can mount this on your gear if you want, but I doubt anybody's going to do that. But it's nice that that was included instead of just a box. Here you have pattern generators for the lasers. So if you want to swap out what pattern you're running on the laser, you can do that. Included also was a pressure switch, but I'm not running that pressure switch. It comes with Velcro, so if you do want to mount that to the rails, you can do that. Here you have the manual. This basically goes over all the features of this thing, different settings, how to program it, troubleshooting, so that's nice. Definitely keep that handy. And then the PEC 15 itself. Okay, so I went ahead and I messed around with this for a little bit. I covered up the serial number just for the video. Put some paracord here in the back, that way I can tie this down just for an extra precaution, but I doubt that's going to be necessary. This thing is built like a tank. It's kind of heavy. It's heavier than what I thought it was going to be. It has a metal latch. That means that once you secure this thing is not going anywhere, so you can bump it, you can drop your gun, whatever. That's going to stay in place, so that's nice on the build quality on Insight's part. Now, this is a civilian legal version of the PEC 15, so it does have its drawbacks. One of the main drawbacks being the Illuminator, and I'll go more into that in a second. But the core 3 features that this PEC 15 has over something like the D-Ball i2 is that it features an Illuminator, a visible laser, and an IR laser. Something like the D-Ball i2 only features a visible laser and an invisible laser, an IR laser. So you kind of pay the extra price on the PEC 15 to get that Illuminator. You could get a similar. You can get a sort of a D-Ball. You can get the D-Ball A3 with the Illuminator, visible laser, and the IR laser for about the same price. But the price point for a IR system with an Illuminator versus the price point for a IR system with without an Illuminator is about $500 to $600, because one of these things could run you about $700 depending on laser color, while one of these will run you about $1,300. So it's a big difference in price point, and in my opinion, the Illuminator isn't really worth it. In my opinion, you can get around just fine with having a IR system without Illuminator, or you can get a dedicated IR Illuminator, but that's just my point of view. But it's still nice to have an Illuminator on something like the PEC 15. One of the other drawbacks that I see on the PEC 15 is the visible laser. Now, on the D-Ball, you can get a choice of either the green laser or the red laser, and I went ahead and I got the green laser on this model, and the green laser is really nice and bright. You can see that beam, and it also has to do with the way that the human eye picks up the color green as opposed to the color red. So on the D-Ball i2, your eye picks up the green laser a lot better because that's how the human eye works. While they both feature the same output on the visible laser, the green laser on the D-Ball i2 just seems a lot more brighter, and that's nice. So it would have been nice that if Insight gave you the option to get a D-Ball with a visible green laser or just a green laser, because in my opinion, like paying the extra $100 for the visible green laser on the D-Ball, it's worth it in my opinion. At the end of the day, you have to remember that this is a civilian legal PEC. That being said, its output is capped at certain limits for each of the individual aspects of the PEC 15. The Illuminator takes the biggest hit, where the Illuminator output is really low, and it's not you can't focus the IR Illuminator on the PEC 15 as you could on certain different brands or on the high-powered version of the PEC 15. To get around that, you're offered a constant output on the IR Illuminator with no adjustment for focus, and just a diffuser that you put on the end of the PEC 15, and that's going to be able to focus it and kind of give you a wider field of illumination on the PEC 15. the visible laser is capped at 3.0 milliwatts, and the IR laser on high is capped at 0.7 milliwatts. So when you think about it, that's pretty low, especially for a really expensive piece of equipment such as this. But that's just the way that the regulations are. You just gotta put up with them. Alright guys, so we're outside now. I apologize for the noise. It's raining, and the rain started picking up as soon as I started filming this. But we're going to go over and just test out the different functions of the PEC 15, kind of show you guys the different features. First things first, I'm going to start off with the red visible laser. As you can tell, this is pointed at a white fence, and then I'm pointing this now at a black grill cover. So you can definitely see kind of how it's going to look on different surfaces, how easy it's going to be able to be picked up by your eye. One thing I noticed right now with the rain, I could see some of a beam. Normally on red lasers, on civilian red lasers, you won't really see the red beam as well as you can on, like, say, a green beam, but I'm able to pick it up, and that's nice. But I'm also not pointing this too far. I'm only pointing this about 20 feet, just to kind of give you guys an idea. So I'm going to put the nods on, and then we're going to show you guys the different features of the IR functions. Alright guys, so now I'm just going to be showing you guys the different IR features of the PEC 15. Just going to wait for the nod to focus. There we go. The first setting is going to be the laser low. The second setting is the Illuminator and the laser on low. Next setting is going to be the laser on high. And then Illuminator on high. And then dual high. So both the settings are going to be on high on this setting. Now, one thing that I'm showing with this PEC 15 right now is that I do not have the diffuser on. So we're going to be just showing that in a little bit of more confined area, so I can show you guys what the diffuser does on the PEC 15 and what Insight did to get around the 5 milliwatt civilian legal limit. So we're going to move on to that now. Alright guys, so to demonstrate the IR diffuser, we moved inside. This is the best of my ability to show it because I try to demonstrate how the IR diffuser works outside, but it's just too dull to be seen. It's actually too bright outside to show how the IR diffuser works, so I'll be showing it indoors against a wall. So here's the PBS-14 pointed at a wall. Here is the normal IR illuminator. As you can see, it's pretty bright. You point that at something, you're definitely going to be able to see whatever that is under nods. Mind you, this is 5 milliwatts on the high setting on the civilian legal model. Now, what the IR diffuser is essentially it's a cover that you pop over to the IR illuminator, and it spreads it out to a more sort of like a floodlight. So you lose the ability to focus, but you maintain a 5 milliwatt high-powered setting on a really narrow point of focus. So that's what Insight did to kind of get over the 5 milliwatt limit that's regulated by the FDA. So that's what they did to kind of limit that on the civilian legal PEC 15. So I'm just going to pop off the diffuser again. And that's the Illuminator. Alright guys, so that was my test of the IR functions and the visible functions of the PEC 15. Hopefully that gives you guys some insight of what this thing can do, what the limitations are of the civilian legal model. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Any questions or comments, leave them down below, and thank you for watching.